What's up? It's Jessie. This is the story of how I knew who I was supposed to be and when I knew. An old coworker of mine messaged me and said, hey, would you mind if I asked you a personal question? Of course, y'all know me. I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. So she wants to know if I always knew that I was who I was, and if I didn't know, when do I first remember having this feeling? The one thing I always remember, there's this one time, I want to say I was like 7 years old, and for some reason I go in the kitchen, my mom's in there, my aunt's in there, and so my tia Frances, she wouldn't like poke at me. My tia Frances, she knew, and she swears up and down that she knew I was different from when I was a very, very young child. She said she knew I was different. So on this day in the kitchen, I can't remember exactly what we said, but I remember my tia Frances going, "You like girls, Jessie? You like girls?" Shit like that, and I got mad. I got pissed off. In my head, what people tell kids is, a man and woman are supposed to be together. So that's what I knew, So when she was poking at me like that, I got mad, and I remember getting mad and frustrated. So fast forward a few years, I want to say I'm in 6th, 7th grade. I'm 11 years old. Those ages that you are between 6th and 8th grade, that's when I was trying to figure out who I was, what the deal was. Before we moved here from California, I pulled out, I think it was like the commencement paper or whatever it's called for when you promote from middle school to high school. I showed it to Zoe and I read off all the people that I had kissed. So if you kissed me in middle school, Zoe knows. She knows about the first girl that I kissed. We'll get to that in a minute. 6th through 8th grade. I was the one that all these girls wanted to experiment with because I knew who I was. And I didn't really question it either. Like, halfway through 6th grade, maybe 7th grade, I tried so hard. I actually tried some days. I tried to be a girl. I'm not a female. It's just not me. Like, and even as early as 11 years old, I knew that. Okay, so 6th, 7th grade, I can't remember exactly when it was, but a longtime friend and I shared a kiss at her house, and the kiss got pretty intense, dog. I want to say we were like 12 years old, and we're still friends. We just don't, as you grow older, you
grow apart because you get busy,
I'm pretty sure we were 12 when this happened. And so my friend from middle school, at that time when we were younger, we both had feelings, but we were little, so we didn't know what they were. So I was a horny 11-year-old. Which is sad to say, but like, that's when you start going through hormonal changes, dude. Like, some girls get their period as early as 8, 9 years old. Like, obviously you're gonna have hormonal changes, and for me, that's what happened. And so I was physically attracted to females at a very young age, and I knew that, and so I experimented, and they were willing to experiment with me because they wanted to figure themselves out too, and so that's what we did. My nickname for her was Fatty, so I'm just gonna say that. So Fatty and I, we figured that out. I had that experience, and it helped mold me, like, what I found out then, that day that my friend and I kissed, was that I'm into females. You go through middle school, right? And a lot of my friends back then, you guys knew I tried. I would have my sister, sometimes I'd wake her up and have her help me do my hair because I didn't know what the fuck to do, and I hated it. I hated doing that. And I tried to wear
mascara?
Yeah, mascara is the one that goes on your eyelashes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I tried to wear mascara a few times and hated it. I tried to wear purple and girly colors, which is stupid. Colors don't have a gender. Let your kids wear whatever the fuck they want. But yeah, so I tried to wear girly colors. It didn't work. I tried to wear clothes made for females, and I just wasn't comfortable. I've always been very depressed. And throughout that time of my life, like, it was such a sad time. I tried to fit in, but I couldn't. And so yeah, in middle school, I did experimenting. I dated guys, I dated girls, and coming out of middle school, the one thing I knew was you are definitely more into girls than you are into guys. So Freshman year comes around, and I dated one of my exes, and he was a cool dude, but I think I dated him just because I was bored, just because we had a past in middle school or whatever, and then I didn't want to be by myself or whatever, but it did not feel right. It didn't feel right at all. Him walking me to class and having lunch with him, just holding his hand, like all those things, giving him a kiss, a hit. Not for me. Like, just thinking about it now and knowing that I did that then, like, it doesn't, not for me. It's not for me. Men aren't for me. I don't like men. Bleh. So, with that being said, freshman year, I'm 13, 14 years old. And at this point, I started feeling like something was different again. Like, I started feeling like, hey, I'm not just into girls. Like, I'm not just gay. Am I gay at all? All of high school, I dated the same person after my ex, my dude ex. After that, I dated the same person all of high school. And throughout that relationship, I wanted to be myself. And for the most part, I was, but it wasn't easy. My environment didn't make it easy, I guess. I don't know. But I dated a female. I don't know. The second semester of my freshman year, towards the end of it, I started dating a female, and at that point she was everything to me. That she was the love of my life, whatever. You know? We were together for 7 years, from freshman year up until like 3 years ago or something, and that was what my life was, and I was comfortable with that. Like, I was happy being with a female, you know. Like, I didn't want to be with a man. A few things that I'm certain of at this point: I'm definitely not into dudes. I'm definitely into girls. I don't know who I am in my freshman year of high school at the age of 14. So fast forward like 2 years, 16, 17 years old, I finally saw, I think it was Glee. It might have been Glee or maybe even Degrassi. I don't know. But those two shows, hell yeah. So at this point, I'm learning about all these things, you know. I'm learning that the LGBT community is so much more than just lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. And I'm learning what the T and everything else in the acronym stands for. And so I found out what transgender means when I was 16. Between the ages of 16 and 17, I did my research. I learned about it all, and I wanted to make sure, like, hey, this is me, like, and that's what happened. Like, when I read this stuff and when I looked through this stuff, when I read about dysphoria and all this stuff, like, I knew that was me. Like, y'all know I'm a big crybaby, so I read about it, and I knew that description fit me. Like, that's who I am. Like, this describes me to a T. I waited a while before I told anyone. And the first person that I told was my ex. And she wasn't as supportive as I would have liked her to be. So the lack of support there with the person that was supposed to be my person, you know, it hindered the process for sure, because I let the lack of support from this person who isn't even in my life anymore hold me back from making the decisions that I made. Just like last year, I just made these decisions. Like, I knew who I was, and I knew I wanted to transition when I told my ex. I knew that. But I didn't have the support. I didn't have the strength, you know, I didn't. So I let that hold me back. So at this point, I'm 17 years old. I know what transgender means. I know that I want to transition from female to male. Because I just want to be happy. Because I just want to, like I was telling Zoe before I started making this video, I just want to be the man that I know I am. So yes, at this point, I know that I want to transition from female to male, and I told my ex. She wasn't as supportive as I would have liked her to be. So I kept it to myself. I continued living as the female that I was born for, I want to say 2 more years, maybe. 19 years old, I think, is when I told my sister, I think, or I can't remember if it was my little sister or my cousin Lala. But I told one of them. They were one of the first people that I told in my family. So that was when I was 19. And I'm 23 now. And y'all have no idea how hard it is to to essentially live a lie. Like, it's not easy. It's not easy on the soul. Oh, it's not easy on the soul. But like, even thinking about it, like, I'm in a great place now. I'm happy now. I'm out. Like, you know, I am a male. Like, everybody uses male pronouns. Like, just thinking about what I went through, like, and some people have it so much worse, and I feel so bad for them. Like, I can't imagine not having the support that I have now. So one thing I do want to say real quick is, if you're watching this and you've been through what I've been through, you're going through what I'm going through, like, or what I've been through, like, don't get discouraged and don't give up. It's lonely as fuck, and it's gonna be lonely as fuck, but you gotta push yourself for you. You will get to where you want to be. And it won't be easy, but you will do it. So don't give up. And fuck what people say. Yes, so at 19 years old, I started telling family members. At 20 years old, wherever I worked, I would let my HR and whoever I met know I'm transgender. My pronouns are he, him, his. Please respect that. You don't have to like it, but respect it. I forgot to say that the last people that I let know that I wanted to transition from female to male were my parents, my older sister, and my older brother. I told them all just this last year when I was 22. So between 20 and 21, it was a rough time for me. Went through that breakup. That breakup fucked me up, so I was very depressed and I was very, very suicidal. It just really messed with me emotionally, so everything else was so, like, intense for me. Every other feeling that I had, especially surrounding my situation, it was just so intense. Like, I felt everything at a whole other level. Like, it was the emotion that I had from 20 to 21 was just ridiculous. That was the worst time ever. But also the best, because I found someone. And that someone was Zoe. Zoe, I love her so much. Zoe took me under her wing. And she repaired my little heart. As friends, she helped me to learn who I was. And she had a big crush on me, but I was over there talking to her friends and shit.
What?
Yeah, so when I was 21, I met Zoe, and the support that she provides me is unreal. Like, since the very beginning, when we were friends, when I met her as a friend, she is the one person, the one person. There's nobody else. Nobody. And I'm not even kidding, not a single person. She is the one person that has respected my pronouns.
Cry about me.
I just love you. You're perfect. You're so good to me. She's just been wonderful since the very beginning. I never questioned myself with her, you know. I mean, I question myself just because that's how I am. I mean, and like, I look at myself, I'm like, damn, I'm not man enough. Look at that. Look at that. I have a chest. I'm not a dude. Like, and she'll reassure me. She's like, you just have man boobs. What are you talking about? Like, since the very beginning, she has respected my pronouns. She's just respected me, you know, and that's all I ask. And basically, other than answering my friend's question, the point I want to get across with this video is that you don't have to like the way somebody else is living. Show them respect as long as they show you the same. And just mind your fucking business. But other than the fact that, yes, you can know who you are as early as I did, as early as 7 years old. I didn't know exactly who I was, but I knew I was different as early as 7 years old. So yes, I really hope I answered your question. And I'm sorry for all the extra tears. You guys want to know anything else? If you have any questions, if you need help, if you just need somebody to talk to, y'all already know the deal. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.